Good morning, my dear students. In today's lecture, we will mainly concentrate on universal logic gates. In the previous lecture, we have seen in detail about the logic gates. In that logic gates, we have mainly concentrated on basic logic gates in the previous lecture. Basic logic gates happens to be OR gate, AND gate, and NOT gate. So we have seen in detail about the operation, truth table, and switch circuits related to each and every logic gate, basic logic gate, uh, and also its operations. In today's lecture, we'll mainly concentrate on universal logic gates, its logic circuit, and its symbol, and truth table of universal logic gates. And in addition to that, we will also learn something about exclusive OR gate and realization of basic operations using universal gates. So we can also implement the basic logic gates like AND gate, OR gate, and NOT gates with the help of only universal logic gates. That also we will discuss in this session. In the previous session, we have seen basic gates, that is AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate. Now coming to this universal logic gates. Universal logic gates are classified into two types. One is NAND gate and NOR gate. So these are the two universal logic gates available for us. So can be used to develop any one of basic gates or and NOT gates, and also it can be used to realize any logical expression only with NOR gates and only with NAND gates. So that is the main. That's why these NAND gates and NOR gates are called as universal logic gates. It is because any logical expression, whether it is basic gates or something other than basic gates, like any logical expression can be implemented or designed only with the help of NOR gates and only with the help of NAND gates. So any logical function can be implemented or can be expressed with the help of only NOR gates and only NAND gates. That's why NAND and NOR gates are called universal logic gates. Next, we'll discuss something about in that first universal NAND gate, that is universal gate, that is NAND gate. So it has two or more inputs, as I have as we have discussed in the previous session. Even any basic gate also has two or more inputs and only one output. So the logic behind this NAND gate is it is not plus AND gate. So you have AND gate and inversion of that AND gate will give you NAND gate. So basically NAND stands for negation of AND gate. NAND stands for negation of AND gate. Will be negation of AND function. So that is called NAND. You can call it as negation or inversion or complement. Complement or negation or inversion of AND gate will result into NAND gate. So that is nothing but AND gate followed by an inverter will result into NAND gate. AND gate followed by an inverter will result into NAND gate. So if this is the AND gate having two inputs A and B, the expression for the output of AND gate will be AB, and to this output you are connecting an inverter circuit, so that what will be the output you will be getting? If you are connecting the inverter to the AND gate output, the resultant output will be AB whole bar. So inverter is nothing but complement of the input. The input to the inverter happens to be AB, which is nothing but output of AND gate, and overall you will be getting the output of NAND gate as AB whole bar. AB whole bar is nothing but inversion of AND gate, inversion of AND output, inversion of AND output, or negation of AND output is called NAND gate. So this is the overall circuit symbol of what you can call NAND gate, circuit logic of NAND gate, and followed by NOT. AND gate followed by an inverter, you can call it as NAND gate. So the definition of NAND gate is as follows. The output of NAND gate is high if any one of the input is low. The output of NAND gate is high if any one of the input is low. Similarly, the output of NAND gate is low only when all the inputs are high. The output of NAND gate is low only when all the inputs are high. We will see the simple truth table of NAND gate. First I am considering the two inputs AB, and we need to take the truth table of AND gate also, because NAND gate is nothing but negation of AND gate. First we will analyze AND, and we will also take its corresponding NAND, that is negation of AND. So if you observe the two inputs 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1, so these are the four combinations corresponding to the two inputs. So for AND gate output, what will be the AND gate output? We have seen in the previous session 0 0 0 1. Output of the AND gate will be 1 only when all the inputs are ones, and for all the other combinations output will become zeros. So NAND gate means it is negation of AND gate. So if you do simply complement of AND gate, you will be getting NAND gate. So simply replacing zeros with ones and ones with zeros. So this will be the truth table of NAND gate. As you have seen the statement, the output of NAND gate is high if any one of the input is low. So output of the NAND gate is high if any one of the input is low. Similarly, the output of NAND gate is 0 if all the inputs are high. The output of the NAND gate is low when all the inputs are high. So this is how we can have the truth table of NAND gate and also its definition. So here is the symbol of NAND gate. Here this symbol represents AND gate, and this bubble represent inversion of output of AND gate. So overall this is the overall symbol of NAND gate, having two inputs and its corresponding single output. So the expression for NAND gate will be what? Y is equal to AB, which is nothing but AND gate output, and since it is NAND gate, it is inversion of AND gate. So Y is equal to AB whole bar. So there is a difference in calling AB bar. AB bar stands for this expression, and whenever you need to call AB whole bar, this, if you want to if you want to pronounce this term, it should be AB whole bar. Okay, so whenever you are calling AB bar, that becomes this expression, and if you want to pronounce this term, it will be AB whole bar. Remember this. So the expression for NAND gate output will be equal to Y is equal to AB whole bar. So in this symbol represents AND gate, and this bubble represents inversion. So inversion of the output of AND gate will give you NAND gate. So this is the overall symbol of NAND gate. Overall symbol of NAND gate having two inputs and single output. So this is the symbol of two input NAND gate. And even you can also observe the IEEE symbol, the general standard symbol defined for NAND gate. So it is again AND gate, IEEE symbol of AND gate followed by bubble will give you the IEEE symbol of NAND gate having two inputs and one output. So this is the IEEE symbol of two input NAND gate. A small circle, you can also call it as bubble, represents the inversion function or complement function or negation function or not function. So this small bubble which you are seeing in the symbol represents always the inversion function. You can observe the truth table we have seen in the previous slide. So considering two variables, you can have four different combinations 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1, and first I am considering AND gate output. So AND gate output will be 0 if any or all the inputs are zeros, and AND gate output is 1 only when all the inputs are ones. So NAND gate output is simply inversion of AND gate. What will happen? Simply replacing zeros with ones replacing zeros with ones and 1 with 0. So that gives rise to truth table of NAND gate, that is AB whole bar. So that's why, so how you are defining the NAND gate? The output of NAND gate is high when any one of the or all the inputs are zeros, and output of the NAND gate is 0 only when all the inputs are high. So that is how you are defining the statement of NAND gate, which is opposite to the statement of AND gate. Next we will see the realization of basic logic gates with the help of only NAND gates. You can also realize other than basic logic gates, that is all the any given logical expression can be implemented only with the help of NAND gates. That's why this NAND and NOR gates are called universal logic gates. Any logical function can be implemented only with the help of NOR gates or only with the help of NAND gates. Now we will see the realization of basic gates using only NAND gates. First we will observe NOT gate. So in general, NOT gate accepts only one input. So since the NAND gate has two inputs, what we need to do? We need to short the two inputs so that it becomes only one input, that you are considering it as A, and output you will be getting it as what? So you can get the output y is equal to, if you are having two same inputs, it will be A into A whole bar. You already know what is A into A. It is again A bar. So y is equal to A bar is the output expression of inverter, and hence this is the realization of NOT gate with the help of only NAND gate. So how many NAND gates are required for realizing NOT gate? It is only one. So with the help of only one NAND gate, you can able to implement a NOT gate. Similarly, if you observe AND gate, realization is like this. Again, how I am considering, first for realization of AND gate, you require two NAND gates. How we will see? So in the first NAND gate will be having the output of AB whole bar. Again you are shorting the two inputs of second NAND gate and giving it to a NAND gate, so that you will be getting the output of AB whole bar and whole bar, so that overall you will be getting the output as AB. So if you observe the expression of first NAND gate, will be equal to y is equal to AB whole bar. Since you are giving two inputs, it will be y is equal to AB whole bar, and that you are giving it to where? It will be AB bar, AB whole bar into AB whole bar and whole bar. So this is the output expression of second NAND gate. Okay, since you can assume this term as x, you can assume this term as x, and this also will be x. So it is like x into x whole bar, which is nothing but x bar, and replacing that x with this original term, that is nothing but AB whole bar, and which is nothing but again double complement of the variable will give you the variable itself. Double complement of the variable will give you variable itself. So overall the output of AND gate is how much? AB. So in general the output of AND gate is also equal to AB only for a two input AND gate. So for realizing AND gate, how many NAND gates we require? We require two NAND gates. We require two NAND gates. So with the help of two NAND gates, you can able to implement an AND gate. Similarly, we will now see the implementation of the another basic gate, that is OR gate, with the help of only NAND gates. So this is the realization of OR gate with the help of only NAND gates. If you observe the circuit, here you are giving the A input and here you are giving the B input, so that the output of first and second NAND gates will be what? A bar and B bar, and those inputs A bar and B, those outputs of first two NAND gates will be given as input to the third NAND gate, so that what output you will be getting will be first input A bar into B bar whole bar. So this is the output expression of the third NAND gate. So you need to realize this A bar into B bar whole bar. So till now we didn't discuss about De Morgan's laws. There is something called as De Morgan's laws, which we'll be discussing in the next lecture. So for the time being, I'll simply write the De Morgan's laws. It is like AB whole bar is equal to A bar plus B bar. This is the first law, and second law is A plus B whole bar is equal to A bar into B bar. Okay, so these are the two De Morgan's laws available, which we'll be discussing in the next lecture. For the time being, remember these two: AB whole bar is equal to A bar plus B bar, and A plus B whole bar is equal to A bar into B bar. So if you observe, considering A bar as X and B bar as Y, so you'll be getting as X into Y whole bar, which is nothing but X bar plus Y bar according to De Morgan's laws. So if you replace X with A bar, it will be A bar whole bar, which is nothing but A, plus Y is nothing but B bar, so B bar whole bar will give you B. So the total output expression for this circuit will be what? A plus B, and which is also the output expression of OR gate. That is also the output expression of OR gate. That's why this circuit implements what? OR gate functionality. So I am using only, since 3 NAND gates are used for the realization of OR gate. Remember this. So for NOT gate, you will be having, you need one NAND gate. For NOT gate, you need one NAND gate for realizing NOT gate, and for AND gate, you need two NAND gates for realization of AND gate. Similarly, for OR gate, you need how many? You need 3 NAND gates for realization of OR gate. So this is the realization of basic logic gates with the help of only NAND gates. This is the basic realization of uh, uh, basic logic gates. This is the realization of basic logic gates with the help of only NAND gates. So one NAND gate is required for realizing NOT gate, two NAND gates are required for realizing AND gate, and 3 NAND gates are required for realizing OR gate. Remember this. Next, we'll mainly concentrate on something about NOR gate now. So we have seen in detail about NAND gate, its definition, its truth table, its symbol, and also the realization of basic logic gates with the help of only NAND gates. So all those things we'll be discussing even for this NOR gate as well. So even NOR gate also has 2 or more inputs and only one output, and NOR gate stands for negation of OR gate. As we have seen in the previous slides, NAND gate stands for negation of AND, NOR gate stands for negation of OR gate. Okay, so it is nothing but negation of OR gate. That is the only difference. NAND means negation of AND, NOR means negation of OR. So OR gate followed by an inverter will result into NOR gate. In the similar manner, since we have discussed in the previous slides, AND gate followed by an inverter will result into NAND gate. In the similar manner, OR gate followed by an inverter will result into NOR gate. That is the only difference. So NAND stands for negation of AND, NOR stands for negation of OR. Next, so OR gate followed by an inverter will result into NOR gate. So this is the symbol of OR gate, and to the output of OR gate you are connecting an inverter. To the output of OR gate you are connecting an inverter, so that what output expression you will be getting? You will be getting A plus B whole bar. So this is the expression for the output of NOR gate. a plus b whole bar. So it is nothing but negation of OR gate. So since a plus b is the output of OR gate, if you are complementing the total expression, what you will be getting? You will be getting the output expression of NOR gate. So NOR gate output expression will be what? A plus b whole bar. Whenever you are calling a plus b bar, the expression for a plus b bar pronunciation is this. Okay, so if you want to pronounce this, you need to say definitely a plus b whole bar. Remember this. So in the pronunciation itself, you can able to differentiate whether the expression is correct or not. A plus b bar is wrong output expression of NOR gate. A plus b whole bar is the correct expression of NOR gate. So the output expression of NOR gate is what? A plus b whole bar. Next, you can also define the NOR gate like this based on its truth table. Again, that truth table of NOR gate is again derived from its OR gate only. Simply, if you know the truth table of OR gate, simply complementing the output of OR gate will result into truth table for NOR gate. So based on the truth table, we can define the statement of NOR gate like this. The output of the NOR gate is low if any or all the inputs are high, and similarly the output of the NOR gate is high only when all the inputs are low. That is how the output of the NOR gate is high only when all the inputs are low. So this is how we can define the NOR gate. We will see with an example of truth table. Will be AB, next A plus B, which is nothing but A plus B, which is nothing but output expression of OR gate, and lastly it will be A plus B whole bar. If you observe the truth table, you can able to know the definition of the statement. For two variables, we will be having four different combinations: 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, and 1 1. And if you already know the truth table of OR gate, 0 plus 0 0, 0 plus 1 1, 1 plus 0 1, 1 plus 1 1. So this is the truth table of OR gate. And if you want to know the truth table of NOR gate, what you need to do? You need to do simply the complement of output of OR gate. So simply replacing 0 with 1, 1 with 0, 1 with 0, and also 1 with 0. So this is the truth table of NOR gate. So the output of NOR gate is low when any one of the input is high. If any one of the input is high, and similarly the output of NOR gate is high only when all the inputs are low. The output of the NOR gate is high only when all the inputs are low. This is how you can define the NOR gate based on its operation or truth table or logical function. So this is the symbol. In the symbol, this symbol represents OR gate followed by an inverter or bubble. So this bubble represents, as we have seen in the previous session, previous slides, the bubble represents the what? It is nothing but the symbol of inversion. So inversion of output of OR gate will result into NOR gate. Inversion of output of OR gate will result into NOR gate. What is the expression for NOR gate? It is y is equal to A plus B whole bar. So this is the expression for NOR gate symbol, and this is the IEEE symbol of NOR gate. If you remove this bubble, that becomes the IEEE symbol of simple two input OR gate. So if you insert the bubble like this, it becomes the IEEE symbol of two input NOR gate. Okay. Next, this small circle or bubble represents the inversion function, inversion of OR gate, inversion of AND gate. Okay, and observe the truth table. We have seen in the previous slide itself. So for 0 0 combination, OR output is 0, and so that NOR output becomes 1, and remaining combinations OR output will be 1, and correspondingly NOR output will be 0s. So the output of the NOR gate is 0 if any one of the input is 1, and the output of the NOR gate is 1 if all the inputs are 0. So this is how you are defining the NOR gate based on its truth table and function. Next we will see the realization of sorry, in this slide instead of considering NAND it should be NOR. Please make a note of this. Okay, so it is nothing but now since we are discussing with NOR gate, realization of basic gates using NOR gates only we need to discuss next. Okay, replace this NAND with NOR. So NOT gate. So for the realization of NOT gate with the help of only NOR gates, how many NOR gates you need? You need only one NOR gate. Simply by taking NOR, uh, since NOT gate accepts only one input, you can short the two inputs of NOR gate, so that what will be the output you will be getting? Right. So y is equal to a plus a. This is the output of OR, and if you are putting bar over here, you will be getting output of NOR gate. So a plus a whole bar. What is a plus a? Based on OR loss, it will be again simple a, and bar will be there. So y is equal to a bar is the expression for inverter. So uh, that means with the help of only single NOR gate, you can able to implement NOT gate. Okay, so for implementation of NOT gate, you need one NOR gate. For implementation of NOT gate, you need only one NOR gate. Next we will see OR gate. So for the realization of OR gate, you need two NOR gates. For the realization of OR gate, you need two NOR gates. So by taking the inputs A and B for the first OR gate, what will be the output of first OR gate? It will be y1 is equal to a plus b, sorry, a plus b whole bar. So this is the output of first NOR gate. And what will be the inputs to the second NOR gate? It is nothing but you are shorting the two inputs of second NOR gate, and you are applying the output of first NOR gate as input to the second NOR gate. So that what will be the output of second NOR gate? Y2 is equal to, since you are shorting, both the inputs are same, a plus b whole bar plus a plus b whole bar, and then again whole bar. So these are the two inputs for the second NOR gate. These are the two inputs for second NOR gate. Assuming that these two inputs are happens to be, let us say, x, will be x plus x you can consider, and so that y2 will, you will be getting it as x bar. X bar. Now replacing x with its original term, you will be getting a plus b whole bar is x, and one more bar is there. So two bars will give you the same variable itself. So y2 is equal to how much? It will be equal to a plus b, which is nothing but output expression of OR gate. So the output of the given logic circuit will be equal to a plus b, which is nothing but the output expression of OR gate. So that means with the help of two NOR gates, you can able to implement the one OR gate. So for the realization of OR gate, you need two NAND gates. For the realization of OR gate, you need two NAND gates, and for the realization of NOT gate, you need only one NOR gate, and for the realization of OR gate, you need two NAND gates. Remember this. And next, further, AND gate. If you want to realize AND gate with the help of only NOR gates, it requires three. Let us say this is the first NOR gate, this is the second NOR gate, and this is the third NOR gate. So you are giving the two inputs as A and B to the first and second NOR gates, so that the output of first NOR gate will be A bar and the output of second NOR gate will be B bar, and these two outputs are given as input to the third NOR gate. So that what output you will be getting for what the output of third NOR gate, it will be A bar plus B bar, and that will be whole bar. So this is the expression for the output of third NOR gate. Okay, again with the help of what you can call De Morgan laws, which we will be discussing in the next session. So a plus b whole bar will be equal to a bar into b bar. So this is one of the De Morgan laws. A plus b whole bar is equal to a bar into b bar. So replacing this with x and replacing this with y, what you will be getting? You will be getting x plus y whole bar, which is nothing but x bar into y bar based on one of the De Morgan laws. So what is x? It is a bar. So a bar whole bar will give you a into y means b bar. So b bar whole bar will give you b. So the expression for the third NOR gate output will be equal to a into b, which is nothing but the output of AND gate, So for the realization of AND gate, how many NOR gates you require? You require 3 NOR gates for realization of AND gate. So earlier we have seen for the realization of basic gates using NAND gates, we have seen for implementation of NOT gate and OR and we will observe the table of how many NAND and NOR gates are required for the realization of each basic gate. You can also form a table. First we will observe NAND gates and next we will see NOR gates. So for realization of NOT gate, you require one NAND gate and one NOR gate separately. And for realization of OR gate, with the help of only NAND gates, you require 3 NAND gates and you require 2 NOR gates. Similarly, for the realization of AND gate, you require 2 NAND gates and you require 3 NOR gates. So this is the table for the realization of basic gates. With the help of only NAND gates and only NOR gates. So this is the overall summary of realization of basic gates with the help of NAND gates and NOR gates. Next we will see something about XOR gate. XOR gate stands for exclusive OR. XOR gate stands for exclusive OR. Okay. So this is slightly different from OR gate. Actually, this exclusive OR gate is mainly derived from the OR gate truth table only. We will see how. So again, considering AB, A plus B is the output expression of OR gate. 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1, and the truth table will be like this. Okay, so this is the truth table of what? OR gate. Now coming to the exclusive OR gate. What do you mean by exclusive OR? Exclusive OR stands for only these two combinations. That means only OR, A or B, or B or A should be equal to 1. Then only the output will be equal to 1. That means for the 1-1 combination of input, the output should be equal to 0. That is the only difference between OR gate and exclusive OR gate. Exclusive OR stands for only OR. That means either A or B should be equal to 1, or for that combination only you will be getting the output as 1. For rest of the combinations you will be getting the output as zeros. Okay, so this is the concept behind designing of or analyzing the exclusive OR gate. So for 1-1 combination of input, the output of exclusive OR gate should be equal to 0. And for this combination also 0. So for these two combination, the output should be equal to 1 1. So this is the concept behind in designing the exclusive OR gate. So this is the symbol of exclusive OR gate. it is somewhat looking like OR gate only. This is OR gate, and this exclusive stands for only either A or B. That can be represented with the help of this one more curved line. So this is the symbol of exclusive OR gate, and this is the expression for output of exclusive OR gate. So expression, you can write it as y is equal to A. You can simply write down this expression, and you can call that expression as exclusive OR. So y is equal to, you can call it as A exclusive OR B. So this is the pronunciation for this expression, y is equal to A exclusive OR B. So plus symbol surrounded by a circle will give you the exclusive OR symbol, exclusive OR operation. So y is equal to A exclusive OR B is the output expression for the two input XOR gate. The exclusive OR, XOR, in short form, you can also call this exclusive OR gate as XOR. In short, XOR function is an important Boolean function used extensively in logic circuits. So this is the IEEE symbol for the XOR gate. So internally it is equal to 1. So this is the IEEE symbol for two input XOR gate. Next we will see the XOR function means. XOR function means A or B but not both. As we have seen in this slide itself, A or B should be equal to 1 but not both. Then only for A or B, that means out of the two inputs, only one input should be equal to 1. Then only the output of XOR function will be equal to 1, but not both. If both the inputs are 1s, even in that case also the output is 0. That's the meaning of exclusive OR, that is XOR. So the concept behind the XOR function is A or B but not both. Next we will see the implementation of XOR gate. For a two input XOR gate, the output is high when the inputs are different. This is how you can define the truth table of XOR gate. For a two input XOR gate, the output is high when the inputs are different. The output is high when the inputs are different. So you can analyze the truth table like this. It will be A, B, and A exclusive OR B. And you can have, for two inputs, you can have four different combinations: 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So how you are defining the XOR gate? For a two input XOR gate, the output is high when the inputs are different. So for the in between two combinations, inputs are different, 0 and 1 and 1 and 0. So that's why the output of XOR gate should be equal to 1. Next statement is, that means for the remaining combinations the output should be equal to 0. For the remaining combinations the output should be equal to 0. That means when the inputs are equal, that means 0, 0 or 1, 1. For these two combinations, the output of XOR gate will result into logic 0. So this is the truth table of XOR gate, and the fundamental product term will be what? This is A bar B bar, not AB. This will be A bar B bar. So the expression for the output of XOR gate will be equal to addition of these two. So y is equal to AB bar plus A bar B. So this is the output expression of exclusive OR gate. So only for this term and for this term we'll be getting the output of exclusive OR gate as 1. That's why. So replacing those ones with its equivalent fundamental product will result into the expression of output expression of exclusive OR gate, or simply XOR gate. So y is equal to AB bar plus A bar B. So this is the output expression of OR gate. So y is equal to A exclusive OR B, which is equal to AB bar plus A bar B. Next, we will see the logic circuit of XOR gates using basic gates. So how to implement this AB bar plus A bar B. So this is the realization. First I am considering the two inputs A and B, and to those two inputs I am connecting a NOT gate like this, and after that I am using two AND gates, one and one OR gate. So the input to the two AND gates happen to be, one is A bar and the other one is B input. So it will be A bar B is the output of first AND gate, and A B bar is the output of second AND gate, because for the second AND gate what are the inputs? It will be A and B bar. So it will be A into B bar is the output of second AND gate, and A bar B is the output of first AND gate. So that these two, the two outputs of two AND gates are given as input to the OR gate, so that OR gate output will be equal to summation of the two inputs. It will be A bar B plus AB bar. Y is equal to A exclusive OR B, or Y is equal to A XOR B, which is equal to A bar B plus AB bar. Okay, so this is the realization of the output expression of XOR gate with the help of only basic gates. With the help of only basic gates. Upper AND gate forms the product A bar B. So the upper AND gate stands for this. Upper AND gate stands for the product of forms the product of A bar B, and similarly lower AND gate forms the product of AB bar, and output is nothing but the output of OR gate, and the input for the OR gate is coming from the outputs of two AND gates. So OR gate output will be summation of the two inputs. It will be A bar B plus AB bar. So that is the output expression of XOR gate. So this is the basic realization of exclusive OR gate with the help of basic gates. Next we will see the cases pertaining to the XOR operation. First case I am considering A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 0. So when A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 0, what will happen? The outputs of its complements will be 1 1. Okay, so A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0 means that B is equal to 0 will be going to first AND gate, and A is equal to 0 will be going to second AND gate. So if one of the input of AND gate is becoming 0, the output of AND gate should be also equal to 0. So 0 plus 0 will result into 0. So for 0 0 combination of A and B, you will be getting the XOR output as 0. Okay, both AND gates have low outputs, so Y is equal to low. The for 0 0 combination of inputs, the output of XOR gate will result into logic 0. And in the similar manner, consider the second case. If you consider second case, A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 1. So since B is equal to 1 and A bar is also equal to 1, the output of upper AND gate will be equal to 1. So irrespective of the output of second AND gate, OR gate output will be equal to 1, because if one of the input of OR gate is 1, then output will be always equal to 1 irrespective of the other input of OR gate. That's why, so since B is equal to 1 and A bar is equal to 1, the output of upper AND gate is 1. That's why OR gate output will be equal to 1. So for A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 1 combination, the output of XOR gate will result into logic 1. Okay, so since upper AND gate has high output, you'll be getting the output of OR gate as 1 irrespective of the lower AND gate output. This is the second combination, and we will observe the third combination. A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 0. So in the third combination, since A is equal to 1 and B bar is equal to 0, A is equal to 1 and B bar is equal to 0, the output of lower AND gate will become 1. Since one of the input of OR gate is 1, output will be always equal to 1 irrespective of the other input. Okay, so since here for the third case A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 0, you are getting the output of lower AND gate as 1. So since one of the input of OR gate is equal to 1, the output of OR gate should be always equal to 1 irrespective of the other input. irrespective of the other input. So since the output of lower AND gate is high, the output of OR gate is also high. So for the third combination, that is A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 0, again you will be getting the output as logic 1. Okay, the output of XOR gate will be equal to logic 1. And similarly, if you observe the last combination, A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 1. Since A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 1, and A bar is equal to 0 and B bar is equal to 0, one of the input to the AND gate is 0, so the output will be always equal to 0, so that you will be getting the OR gate output also as 0. Since input to the input to the OR gate, both the inputs to the OR gate as 0, so you will be getting the output of OR gate also 0. So 0 plus 0 will result into 0. So for A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 1 combination, you will be getting the output as 0. So this is the XOR operation with the help of basic gates circuit. So since upper AND gate output is 0 and lower AND gate output is also 0, you will be getting the output as low. You can also observe the 3 input XOR gate. A, B, C are the inputs. So this is the expression for 3 input XOR gate, output expression for the 3 input XOR gate, which is Y is equal to A exclusive OR, B exclusive OR, C. You can also observe the truth table. You can analyze in the similar manner that we have done for 2 input XOR gate. So when the odd number of inputs is high, output is high. When the odd number of inputs is high, the output is high. That is the logic behind the 3 input XOR gate. Next, applications of exclusive OR gate. We can use the XOR gates in adders, subtractors, multipliers, counters, incrementers and decrementers, and parity generators and checkers. So these are the applications of XOR gates. We can use the XOR gates in adder, subtractor circuits, multipliers, counters, and parity generators and checkers. So we'll be using these parity generators and checkers in the communication systems for the error detection techniques. Next, summary. We have discussed in this lecture about the universal logic gates, that is NAND gate, NOR gate, and also we have discussed something about exclusive OR gate. In short, you can call it as XOR gate. And also we have seen the implementation of basic logic gates with the help of only NAND gates and also with the help of only NOR gates. So why are universal gates? What are universal gates and why are they called so? Because any circuit can be, any logical function can be implemented with the help of these NAND and NOR gates, so that NAND and NOR gates are called universal logic gates. We have seen all these things. You can note it down on your own and practice. We will see the quiz. A 3 input NAND gate is to be used as an inverter. Which of the following will give better results? 2 unused inputs are left open, 2 unused inputs are connected to logic 0, 2 unused inputs are connected to logic 1, none. So the 3 input NAND gate, if you want the 3 input NAND gate to be used as an inverter, what should be the logic? So the 2 unused inputs should be connected to, is it logic 0 or logic 1? Will we think logic 1? Okay, so the 2 unused inputs should be connected to logic 1. What is the concept behind this? For example, I am considering a 3 input NAND gate. Okay, so to one input I am connecting A, and to other inputs I am connecting logical ones, so that what output you will be getting will be A into 1 whole bar. So this is the output of NAND gate. So Y is equal to what? Will be A bar. So the other 2 inputs should be connected to logic 1. So the 2 unused inputs are connected to logic 1 if you want to use this NAND gate as an inverter. That is the logic. Okay. Next, minimum number of 2 input NAND gates required to implement Boolean function AB plus C bar. So how many number of NAND gates we need? We need to analyze it. First I am connecting the 2 input two input NAND gates he is asking. So first I am considering one NAND gate, that is A and B. Sorry. I'm considering one NAND gate. Sorry. So let us say this is A input and this is B input. So that we'll be getting the output as output of first NAND gate as AB whole bar. So to this, and I'm taking one more input, that is C. Okay, so both these I'm connecting it to another NAND gate. So what will be the output of second NAND gate? It will be AB whole bar into C whole bar. So this is the output of second NAND gate. If you simplify this, what will be getting will be AB plus C bar. Again, by using one of the De Morgan's theorem, De Morgan laws, you can also write this the above expression AB whole bar into C whole bar as AB plus C bar. So overall, how many NAND gates you require? Two input NAND gates, only two you require. So the answer will be 2. It is A. Okay. Next, IEEE symbols are same as traditional symbols for gates. Different symbols are used for different gates. One is false and second is true. Okay, IEEE symbols are same as traditional symbols for gates, which is false statement. IEEE symbols are different as traditional symbols for gates, and second statement is true. Different symbols are used for different gates. That statement is true. Next, say yes or no, or AND gates have only two inputs. No, it can have two or more inputs. If the inputs to a two input XOR gate are high, output is high. No, it is wrong. Output should be equal to low. For the two inputs to be high, the output of XOR gate should be equal to 0. So it is no. Next, the output of NOR is equal to complement of OR of the inputs. No, first statement is wrong because the output of NOR is equal to the complement of output of OR, not inputs of OR. First statement is wrong. XOR gate is a universal gate, which is also wrong. So both the statements are wrong. Option B. B is correct. Okay, you can take the assignment. So thank you for listening.